Hey guys, what is going on today? Bojo here, and we are back for our NHL 16 goaltender be a pro career following Joseph Bojoko and the Philadelphia Flyers. So, our career here in Philadelphia has started out pretty good. We are 2-0 as we got a 3-1 victory over the Vancouver Canucks last time around. And this time we have our third straight home game, this time up against the Nashville Predators, who are 5-0. So we're going to have to see if we can stop another undefeated team. We handed the Rangers their first loss of the year. And now we'll have to see if we can do it against a very tough Nashville Predators team here. But it's going to be a home game nonetheless for the Flyers going up against the Predators very early on in the season for a Western Conference matchup. But we'll take it nonetheless. So 5-0 Nashville Predators up against the 3-2-2 Philadelphia Flyers. So far with 8 points in 7 games, so not too bad for the Flyers. Nashville has 10, obviously. They played, 2 less games, so Nashville is probably a very good team here after this first year already. A lot of their rookies probably got better, or a lot of their players probably got better, like Forsberg, Yossi, Ekholm, players like that. But we'll have to see what this Nashville team is going to bring to the table in this game. I just want to see who the starter is going to be. I would assume it would be Rene, but could be maybe Hutton instead, or like a free agent player, goaltender as well. We'll have to see. But Jacob Voracek leads the league in penalty minutes. Does he? He leads the league in penalty minutes? That's hilarious. 5 hits, +9 as a mine. Okay, so there's my record, 2-0. Wow, the stats are so good on my goaltender. They are off the chart. 2-0, goals against average of 1.49, save percentage of like 0.9, so that's fun. And there is Pekka Rinne, sporting a 5-0 record of 1.18, save percentage of 0.953, and 1 shutout so far. Started all 6 games so far for this Nashville Predators team. And here we go. It's going to be a tough task here. It's going to be toughest to see if the Flyers can beat Pekka Rinne. Well, they put up 5 on Henrik Lundqvist, so if they could put up some goals here on Pekka Rinne, wouldn't surprise me nonetheless either. But it's going to be tough to get through that defense as well if their 1-2 pair is Yossi and Weber. But this Flyers team has been having the scoring touch, it seems, so we'll have to see if they get it done. Alright, but it looks like their first line is Neil Yarncroc and Philip Forsberg. So we'll have to see, and there's going to be an early penalty on the Philadelphia Flyers for, I believe, a slashing call. Yep, slashing call on Mr. Michael Del Zotto. All right, so we're going to go to an early penalty kill here in this game. Craig Smith, oh wow, right into my glove. Did not move all too much. They did that push play they do in Hut all the time. Did that push play right off the face-off and then shot that far side right into my glove. Alright, we gotta watch that if they shift their way into the middle there off of a push. Alright, so they hold it there though. Nice job by Ryan White to get in there and dump that puck out. Alright, so Seth Jones goes back and grabs it. Ryan Ellis over to Craig Smith. Colin Smith. Craig Smith, I don't know. Smith over to Wilson. Colin Wilson, and takes a shot, but that one's handled by Bojoko. Luke Shen dumps it back down. So Ryan and Ellis will go back and chase that puck. Held there, though, by Scott Lawton in front of Ryan White. Quick shot, but saved by Pekka Rinne. Wilson over to Gomez. Oh, God, they have Scotty Gomez on this team. Look out. Jones, nice little interception there. Lawton dumps it back down, and that'll do it for the Nashville power play. So the Flyers kill that one off. Back to even strength. Bounce the puck. Gomez over to Jones. Del Zotto intercepts, and it looks like the Nashville Predators are going to get a penalty here as the Flyers now will go to the power play. Looks like they're going to get, who is that? Is that, oh, Scotty Gomez. What are you doing, bud? Oh man, his character model actually looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, his character model does indeed look very good. Alright, Drew wins the faceoff though. Flyers now set up here on the power play. Wayne Train in front, tries to hit Claude Giroux. Forward check. He's going to get hooked. That's going to be another power play delayed call against the Flyers, but I can't make it to the bench. No matter though. It's going to be 5-on-3 as they're going to get one of the Predators there for hooking. Alright, and Ekholm's going to dump that one down, but Joko's going to cut that one right off and give that up to Strite. As the Flyers now will regroup back into the zone here. Okay, boys, let's not do this right now. You guys got a 5-on-3. No need to play like that. Oh, no wonder. We got our second line power play unit out. That's why. Makes sense. Our second line power play unit is Garbaggio Beans. Alright. Alright, so Couturier's going to bring it up. 5-on-3 is now over. They still have the 5-on-4 for a couple more seconds here. But Matt Reed just gets dumped as Gomez is out of the box. Santorelli, he's going to dump that one down. And the Flyers cannot do anything on that 5-on-4 and 5-on-3 power play time. That's pretty disappointing. But, alright, let's see how they regroup here. Nashville defense might be a little bit too intimidating for them. Smith held there. Jones over to Wilson. Alright, Wilson makes a deke into the middle though. Cut off by Delzato. Big slap shot. Big glove save. Dish that over to the corner for Strite. Held there. Pushes it back for Shen. Intercepted a bit though. And Smith, ooh, trickling behind Bojoko. Dishes that out in front. Wilson though had the puck with Delzato. Intercepts that again, and it looks like the Predators are pressuring Bojoko there. Delzato passes it back to his goaltender, but wasn't expecting it. The Flyers are having some trouble here breaking the puck out of the zone, but Reed slosses it over to Couturier, who now enters the zone. And turns back to the defense. Big shot there from Schultz, wide, or blocked off by a defenseman. Robert Haig over to Schultz, back to Haig. Oh, Haig's playing now. Wow, didn't notice that. Alright, apparently Robert Haig is now playing in this game. Oh my god, Jarnkrok just got leveled there by Claude Giroux. Giroux laying down the body. Schultz back over to Haig. Back over to Schultz again in front of Simmons. Haig must be filling in for an injury or some kind of sorts. Forsberg just gets leveled as well. Alright, here's the real deal. James Neal takes a shot, gets blocked off though by Haig and Schultz. And Giroux off the back skate of Shea Weber, but he gets that back over to Neal. Yarnhook will lock out on the front. Forsberg in front and finds James Neal for a big shot, but Bojoko is right there to make the glove save. Trickle below him, covered up on the 5-hole. 4:08 left to go here in the first period too. A scoreless game. And Ryan Wentz is going to dump that one down. Can Rafi Torres beat it as Pekka Renning will just hold on to it. Doesn't skate out of his net. He'll just hold the puck for the face-off. And another face-off win there. White tried to sauce that over for Torres, but he got his stick lifted. Cody Hodgson, Reinhardt, Aberg. Cody Hodgson. Hodgson back to Santorelli. Reinhardt over to Hodgson. That must be Max Reinhardt. Over to Santorelli. Back to Ekholm in front. Aberg tries to take a shot, but that was blocked off by the defenseman as Luke Shen gives it up to Rafi Torres with a toe drag. Sauce back to Ryan White. A quick shot on the short side. Glove saved by Rennie.
Not enough. Great glove save.
Alright. Under a minute left to go here in the final. A minute left to go here in the first period. Martin Erat tries a toe drag in. Blocked away though by Bojoko. 8 seconds left. He has his own defenseman behind the net. Nick Schultz trying to play goaltender here, but Bojoko was holding him there. Couturier tries to get a shot off, could not. And that'll do it for the first period here between the Predators and the Flyers, as we remain scoreless. So, a couple of chances on both sides here. More chances definitely came for the Nashville Predators in that period, but Bojoko standing strong in the net, keeping this at a scoreless game. 7 shots to 4 in favor of the Predators. Flyers do have the time and attack advantage. Do have 2 power plays. They did have 2 power plays, but failed to capitalize on both of them. Faceoffs are 5-3. Nashville also did get a power play in that first period as well. But gonna get going here in the second period. Faceoffs are, as I just said, 5-3. 5-4 now, still in favor of Philadelphia, but gonna have to do a better job here. That should be an icing, as it is. as Roman Josi misses the pass to James Neal. As the faceoff now will go back to being tied, but Jacob Voracek steals the puck and gets 2 quick shots off on Pecorine, but he turns both of them away. Now Philip Forsberg up the left wing using that speed. Speedy player is Philip Forsberg. Oh, Jesus, man. Oh, God, flopping around like fish. Yarnhart trying to interfere with the goaltender there. He loses his helmet, and Bojico flopping around like an absolute maniac. But no call on the play. Referees say let it go. Simmons back to Voracek. In front to Claude Giroux with a big shot there, but a nice blocker save by Pecorine. Claude Giroux stickless. Forsberg gets the puck back, and Forsberg does eventually a body check on Voracek to lose it. Roman Josi taken to the boards though by Giroux, and Shea Weber easily cleans it up, but loose puck again, flipped out though by the Predators, and Forsberg here faces the shot from Bojico. Does he? Talking like Yoda right now, but it's late at night. I can get away with it. Alright, Smith. Smithy's just going to bounce that one right off the boards. In front. Watch the pass in front. Gomez, Wilson. Lots of jam up there in front of the slot, but the Flyers do come away with the puck. It's Braden Shen cuts into the middle. In front of Vinny LeCavier with a quick shot. Another blocker saved by Pecorine. That blocker is very, very active right now. From Pecorine's swiping those shots away. Alright, Smithy's going to dump that one right off the boards. Deep, but Luke Shen will control it and give it up to his brother. Alright, the veteran, Vinny LeCavier, in the front to Shen. Floats a backhander on net. Was there for the rebound, but Vinny LeCavier couldn't handle it. Big slap shot from the point, saved by Rene again. Shen held there to the boards. Dug out, though, by Jones. Over to Wilson. Long pass to the other wing over to Smith. Smith into the center there. Does a nice little dipsy duel around Luke Shen, but RJ Umberger gets the pass from him, and RJ Umberger tried to make the pass to the center, but he could not. As now Pontus Aberg will move in there to the middle. Held by Wilson. Ekholm, another glove save there from Bojico. And a long pass up to Michael Raffle, but then into the middle. Deschamps Couturier takes over his wing, dumps it down deep, goes for a change. Or goes for a dump and chase, I guess you could say. Santorelli over to Reinhardt. And that pass was flubbed a bit, but Michael Raffle picks it back up. Into the front there. Rebound from Couturier. Runs into Rene. No call. But that will cause a stoppage of play here in the second period. Long period of time here without any stoppages. But Vinny LeCavier with the biggest scoring chance so far here in the second period. It's Pecorine blocked that one off with his blocker. Claude Giroux also had a very good chance to score in this game as well with a nasty feed from in front off of a 1-T. But he couldn't get it done. Rafi Torres, the fourth line, shoots it on net. Glove saved by Rene. This fourth line has been getting it done past couple games. Shots are also 8-2 in favor of the Flyers so far in this second period. Alright, here is Moran. Moran going in deep in front, blocked off by the defenseman. That might have been a goal, but the defenseman blocked that shot off as it went wide. Alright, Ryan White going deep with it into the corner. Ryan White around the back of the net, fed in front for Torres, low shot, and Rene dives out of his net to grab and cover up the puck. Alright, so we get the first line back out here once again for this Flyers team. Claude Giroux wins the faceoff. Delzato over to Voracek. Shot, glove saved by Rene again. Flyers pumping out shots here in the second period. They were outshot 7-4 here in the first period, but now they have thrown 10 shots so far in the second period to Nashville's 2. Alright, Santorelli over to Neal, back to Santorelli, back over to Forsberg. Forsberg with a lot of room to here. Tries to cut into the middle. He does. Iron hook, and the rebound from James Neal gets the Nashville Predators on the board. Nice move by Philip Forsberg to get into the zone. Fed Yarncroc. And the rebound fed right to James Neal, as Bojico cannot get back into his net or get back to face that rebound, as James Neal cuts off that puck, shoots it from a weird angle, and puts it in, and the Predators will go up 1-0. James Neal gets his goal from Cal Yarncroc and Philip Forsberg. Alright, Aber gets leveled down by Robert Hagg. So the Flyers down 1-0 here. I have to see if they can get some support for the young goaltender, but with this defense and Pecorine in net, it's going to be tough to do it. Well, let's see if they do. Wayne Simmons right out of the air, but Pecorine does not even move, just swipes that right out of the air. Wayne Simmons trying to do his best to make the Philadelphia Phillies, it seems, with spring training coming up. Right, Scotty Gomez wins the faceoff. Seth Jones all the way out to Craig Smith over to Colin Wilson. Colin Wilson trying to drag the puck back to the point again. Jones with a shot that gets blocked. Scotty Gomez. Scotty Gomez tries for a short side shot, saved there by Bojoko, and gives over to Sean Couturier, over to Mike Raffle with 2-1, over to Couturier, big shot by Raffle, glove saved by Rennie at the end of the period. Not sure if that would have counted or not, but that'll do it for the second period. So Nashville does manage to get the only goal of the second period from James Neal, and Nashville will hold on to a 1-0 lead here after the first. But the Flyers did do their job here in this period nonetheless by putting up a lot of shots, so hopefully they will be able to stop Pecorine in here. Shots are 16-12. Flyers have a very good time at attack advantage. Power plays are still 2-1. Faceoffs are 9-7 now in favor of Nashville. But score remains 1-0, so Flyers have to definitely try to come back here in this third period. Continue to pound shots on Pecorine. We'll see if they can hopefully tie this game back up. Claude Giroux does a nice job to lift Yarn Hook's stick there. As Mark Strale now dump that hard into the zone. James Neal's met there by Giroux, but gives it up to Roman Josi, now playing left wing for Neal. Yarncroc, and takes a shot, another glove save there by Bojoko, dishes it back over to Delzato. And in the middle of the straight, over to the left wing, not hard enough, but cut off by Forsberg. He dumps that back in himself. Delzato easily handles it. Nice back pass from straight to Simmons to Giroux now. Claude Giroux into the slot. Big shot there, but blocked by Roman Josi. Neal over to Forsberg. Forsberg cuts into the middle, over to Weber. Shea Weber tries for a low shot there. Glove save, though, by Bojoko. Covered up, but he dishes it back out again. And Wayne Simmons now into the zone again, into the middle. A little bit of a deflection. Strike give and go with Giroux in the middle. Tries to feed Voracek, but that is blocked off by this Nashville defense again. Alright, the Ageless Wonder, Scotty Gomez tries to make a deke, but he loses the puck ever so easily. Wayne Simmons back into the zone again. Dry deke. In the middle to Shen. Luke Shen up into the play. Back around the net. Tries to feed Matt Reed. Rebound by Rene, but nobody there to pounce on it, as that will be icing on the Predators. 13:09 still left to go here in the third. Flyers buzzing. Robert Hagg with a shot gets blocked off by Josi. Josi tried to wrap it around. Couturier maybe interfered a bit there with Weber, but Weber still manages to get the puck over to Craig Smith. Craig Smith just walking in, tries for a backhand net, but runs out of room. Hits the back of the net. And Robert Hagg now, just recently called up from the Phantoms, now enters the zone. Sean Couturier back over to Umberger, takes a shot, blocked. Couturier tries to take a shot. Schultz will carry it in offsides, though. About halfway to go left here in the third period. Still a 1-0 game. Very tight game. Reinhardt tries to dump that out. Andy McDonald up to LeCavier. LeCavier looking for an opening there. Back to Reed. Back to LeCavier. Tipped in front by Braden Shen, but Pecorine still closes the 5-hole and makes a fantastic save off a nice looking play there. Pecorine standing strong in net in this game, making some very, very good saves. Vinny LeCavier and Braden Shen holding the biggest offensive threats so far. The past two biggest offensive threats for the Flyers. I thought that was going in. Vinny LeCavier had a lot to score. Had a lot of room to score there. I don't know if Braden Shen should have tipped that or not. That might have gone in on it itself. But nonetheless, Flyers pressuring here. Matt Reed tries to take a shot. Fans on it. Reed gets it back though. Back down low to McDonald in front for Braden Shen, but misses the 1-T. And then the Predators will exit the zone. Here's Paul Gaustad. Lost that with a quick shot there, handled by Bojoko easily again. Not really anything too crazy that Bojoko has had to save in this game. Just that one rebound goal has been his downfall. Lou! And Andrew McDonald fires a laser of a feed from Matt Reed, I believe. And this game is tied, 1 apiece. Andrew Mack making sure that he is earning every bit of that $4 million contract. One teased that puck up all alone there at the point. And this Flyers team has tied this game up at 1 apiece as Andrew McDonald gets on the board, assisted from Matt Reed with 6:45 left to go in this third period. So the Flyers cashing in late here, tying this game up as they finally saw Pecorine bouncing puck. Ryan White off the back of the net. Scott Lawton picks it up. Back down low for White in front to Haig. And over to the other point to Schultz. Back to White in front to Lawton. And oh, he almost got that in, but Rene just gets a pad on that one as well. Feed in front to White, but intercepted by Ekholm. And here come the Predators. Reinhardt over to Aberg. In front to Hodgson in front, but nice play there. But Haig, oh, and it knocks it in. No. Robert Haig, what are you doing? That was fed in front. Haig tried to... Oh, man, I couldn't grab it in time. And Nashville somehow takes the lead again. Robert Haig, unfortunately, loses the puck and loses control of the puck there late, and Aberg capitalizes on it as the puck just trickles by Bojoko. A very unfortunate event there, as the freaking Nashville Predators will go back up 2-1. Ah, man, Robert Haig, he's got a lot to learn here in the NHL. You cannot make plays like that. You got to get rid of the puck. Right, James Neal now enters the zone. Front to Yarncroc, back to Ellis. Front to Forsberg, back to Yarncroc. Then in front to Forsberg, in front to Neal. But that one is a bouncing puck as Wayne Simmons will intercept it, but he gets met by one Seth Jones. Ellis over to Forsberg. Flyers need to gain control of this puck quickly and get their goaltender to the bench soon. But a back pass, and Nashville is just playing with the puck right now. Claude Giroux steals. Claude Giroux might have a breakaway here. Claude Giroux opts not to shoot the puck, and Nashville gains control back once again. Giroux might have had a chance to take a shot there on net, but he refused and went to go for the pass. All right, Philip Forsberg down low. James Neal in front to Seth Jones. Easily glove handled there by Bojoko, and up to Michael Raffle, and Bojoko's going to head to the bench as they're pulling their goaltender. Bojoko heads to the bench. Voracek is off. Robert Haig is on now as well. RJ Umberger down low. In front. Up. A little bit of a scrambled puck. Don't know who has it. Voracek has it. Back to the point to Straight. Over to Couturier. Back to the other point to Haig. Takes a shot. He scores! Robert Haig! He redeems himself. Robert Haig redeems himself and scores the goal with 18.5 seconds left with the goaltender pulled, and Robert Haig will redeem himself. Clean look there from the point. He shoots it off of Nashville's own player. He shoots it off Scotty Gomez, and it goes into the net. Scotty Gomez, you need to just retire already, bud. My goodness. What a shot there. A little bit of luck on the side of the Philadelphia Flyers as Robert Haig ties this game back up at 2 with 18 seconds left to go in this game. All right, and it looks like the Flyers are going to just try to kill off some time here. They're going to have some offensive pressure. Braden Shen over to Reed. Matt Reed down low, tries for a cross-crease pass. Weber intercepts, though. Wilson will give it up to Smith. And 1 second left here. Quick slap shot. Nice block, though, by Luke Shen. And we are going to overtime. So the Nashville Predators will still remain undefeated in regulation, but the Flyers will still manage to get a point out of this game nonetheless. 2 goals from their defensemen. Andy McDonald tied the game up at 1. An unfortunate event at the other end allowed Nashville to take a 2-1 lead, but then Robert Haig redeems himself with the goaltender pulled, and this game is tied at 2 as we go into overtime. Shots are 24-16. Flyers dominating in all aspects in this game. Time and attack. 12 face-offs each. Our play is obviously 2-1, but we're going to have some 3-on-3 overtime. So Bojoko will get his first taste of NHL 3-on-3 overtime here as the Nashville Predators and the Philadelphia Flyers go to some 3-on-3 overtime. All right, so we're going to have Yarncrook and Claude Giroux. So Giroux's out there with Streit and Delzato, as Yarncrook is out there with, I believe, Shea Weber and Roman Josi. But Giroux just walks right in, tries for a backhand shot right away, but it's saved by Rene. And Giroux intercepts again. Back to Mark Streit, give and go with Giroux. Giroux toe drags. Back into the middle, tries for a toe drag again, but Roman Josi intercepts. Alright, Scotty Gomez out there once again now. Actually, it was Scotty Gomez, not Iron Crook. Scotty Gomez with a quick shot there. But Joko easily gloves that and passes it right back over. As Gomez has been doing nothing but fall in this game, but Weber steps up for a big hit there on Giroux. Roman Josi now. Back to Gomez. Remember, we don't have to worry about many players going down low in this. Got a lot of guys there. Oh, man. Quick shot there from the feed into the corner from Gomez, from Josi. But Bojoko there to stop that puck. All right, Delzato in. Delzato fake shot, but Roman Josi and Shea Weber are not budging whatsoever. Drew trying to keep that puck in there. Weber back to Josi. And Roman Josi will carry it up to Gomez again. Gomez dekes into the middle. Does a couple dekes there. Picked up by Josi. Back to Gomez. Gomez knocked a bit there by Streit. Gomez over to, oh man, and that is how this game will end. My goodness, what a shot. What a shot. One of the defensemen trickled down low, and Nashville capped on it, and that is going to be game over. The Flyers will drop this one 3-2 in overtime to the Nashville Predators, as I'm not even sure who scored the goal. That was Seth Jones. Seth Jones went backdoor. Sean Couturier, usually a good defenseman, blew his man, allowed Seth Jones to get down low and score that goal, and the Flyers will drop this one 3-2 in overtime, but nonetheless, Flyers will get a point out of it still. When it thought it was going to be a loss in regulation, they still get a point out of it nonetheless. Seth Jones just wound up for a 1-T. Nothing Bojo could do there to stop that one. And that is how this game will end. 3-2 for the Nashville Predators. 19 shots to 25. 3 stars of the game. Seth Jones with the game winner. James Neal, obviously, and Robert Hagg with that big goal to tie it up at 2. But that is unfortunate. We will drop our first loss here in the NHL. Not regulation loss, but an overtime loss. So that's still pretty good. We're undefeated in regulation. Alright. But them the breaks. So now we have to rely on Steve Mason to hopefully get this team some wins here. Alright, we can do our training. 7 hours. We're doing breakaway training already. So let's go for agility and actually rebound control. And then movement training. Alright, so thank God we're not playing the 8-1 Chicago Blackhawks. That would be great. Sean Couturier will be off the roster now with an injury. That's unfortunate. And we're going to be right back at it again. So we managed to beat the Blackhawks, which is fantastic, actually. So we lose to the Ottawa Senators. We were on a 3-game losing streak, actually, after that Nashville game. But 2 overtime losses in a row, come back and beat the Blackhawks 4-1, which is really, really nice. And it looks like our next game is going to be up against the Winnipeg Jets at home again. So our 4th straight home start in a Flyers uniform. And we're going to be going up against the Winnipeg Jets now. So our stats read 2 wins. So we're 2-0-1, save percentage of .878, goals against average of 1.96 through 3 starts. And we're looking pretty good here. So what's the lineup for this game going to be now that Couturier's out with an injury? Looks like we're going to have Simmons, Drew, Voracek, LeCavier, Shannon Reed, Raffel, Lawton, and Umberger. And then Rafi Torres, Sam Gagner makes his way into the lineup, and Ryan White. Defensively, Streit, Delzato, Shen, Gudas, McDonald, and Schultz. So it looks like Gudas is back from injury. So that's the reason that Robert Hagg was in those games, filling in for Radko. But that's not too shabby. So that's where our lineup is going to be going up against the Jets, who are 5-3-1. Flyers are 4-2-3. Not too bad. And we'll get another home start here as we continue our career with this Flyers team. So, rough one there, tough one there. Can't do much. At least we got a point out of it nonetheless, so we'll continue to get better. Thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy, leave a like, comment, subscribe as always. We'll see you guys next time.